Came on a little early. Welcome to Queendom Garden, where nature is the answer. We in this piece. It's been a minute, but I'm back. And today we're gonna be planting and rearranging my space because y'all know my garden is my peace. So welcome in, great rising. And hopefully y'all can see me over here. I'm gonna be putting I might bring y'all a little closer. But over there, that's my wooden planter trellis that I'm going to be putting my um, cucumbers in. I have some cucumbers that I had started. I didn't start. I bought it at the farmers market. But this is what we get ready to do today. All right. So I'm about to get this soil together. I've been trying to figure out which one of these I'm going to actually dump in there because I have so many pots of soil that that I had left over from last year. And um, yeah, so that's how that's going to work. Um, all right, down. I'm getting ready to see which one of these I want to utilize because I have so many different pots. I should have had this set up in the beginning. Maybe I should start y'all out with a tour. You think I should start you out with a tour? Eh, let's get started because I'm very short on time today. I want to go ahead and get these in here. So I think I'm going to take um, some of this soil out of this one here and then mix it up with the others. Okay, so there we go. All right. What's wrong? No, just too loud. I'm live. Okay, it was too loud. All right. Anyhow, as I was saying, let's go ahead. Peace and love. Welcome in. I'm getting ready to plant these cucumbers over here in this space right here on this wooden trellis. Um, but I have all these pots here that I am, you know, trying to decide which pot should I dump into this space. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some of these pots. As you can see here, I got these all these pots. So I'm gonna take this pot here and I'm gonna start to dump it in here. Uh, you definitely get a workout. You get your workout on in the garden, okay? Let's go. Gotta get my gloves on. And that's what I thought was gonna happen. All right. So let's break some of this up. You get my gloves. Why I ain't start out with my gloves? I don't know. Peace and love. Welcome in. Welcome in. Peace and love. Let me grab my gloves. Yeah, I'm over here. Maybe I'll bring y'all a little closer so y'all can see what's going on. I just wanted to make sure y'all can see the whole space. But I'll bring y'all a little closer so y'all can see what's going on. Hey, Anna. Hey, Ricari. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Gonna bring you over here to the to the side over here. And let's see if y'all can see a little better. from this angle what I'm doing. And I'm gonna bring it down so y'all can see. Bring it down a little bit. There you go. Then y'all should be able to see me. Can y'all see now? Perfect. Right. What I just did is I took some of this soil that I had. I have so many buckets of soil left over from last year. And I had a late start this year getting my garden together. I garden in pots, small pots, large pots. I grow everything from eggplants, beets, green onions. I also, right now I have already planted. I have Cherokee purple tomatoes. I have grape or cherry tomatoes growing. I have some squash, not squash, it was zucchini squash. And then I also have my kale and broccoli planted. And then I had some things come back. So I'm gonna share that with y'all too. Hey, cool gamer. Crystal's World, but peace and love, welcome in. I also have the some things that came back, and I have some volunteer plants. So I'm gonna share all that with you, but let me get these in the ground because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, like I told you, I'm limited on time, but I wanted to come in here because I haven't been present on my channel. Welcome to Queendom's Garden. If you've never been here, if you haven't, make sure y'all like the live, share the vibe. And if you've been here before, welcome back. If you've never been here, welcome. And let's go ahead and get this going. Let me know if y'all cannot see what I'm doing. If you can see what I'm doing, let me know. Let me know if you cannot see what I'm doing here. Okay. All right. I'm just trying to make sure my phone does not fall off the tripod. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna get this dirt up here that we. All right. So this is some pretty rich soil just to show you how uh you see that rich soil there? It's nice soil. I'm gonna be using. I'm going to be planting my cucumbers in here. So what I'm getting ready to do right now is grab some of this cow manure. Yes, I did say cow manure, and put it in here, as along with some what else you have to put in this in the live. You have to put into it is the worm casting. So you have to put worm casting in when you're working with pots because the worms don't come from the ground. You get what I'm saying? So the worms don't come from the ground because you're in pots. So you need worm casting to get that going. Oh, what happened to my live? Everybody leave me? I don't know. Y'all still here? Say something in the chat. Crystal's World, thank you for saying like the live. But first we're gonna put some of this cow manure in there. Cow manure enriches the soil like so. And then worm castings is what I'm using here. As you can see, I can't see nothing. Oh, you can see me. Okay, I just want to make sure you can see me. All right, and then I have this worm casting. I'm gonna sprinkle that in there because we're gonna get your soil right. We're gonna get this soil right, baby. All right. Y'all, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for being here at Kingdom Garden, where we're gonna do a little bit of gardening, and we're gonna use some of this garden tone too to kind of. I'm gonna open up this space where I'm gonna put my. I'm gonna open it up. I'm gonna mix this in together. I'm mixing this in together right here so that with the other soil and this soil, this is gonna be some great soil for my. Gonna be some great soil for my I need to get some tacks or something to put that in there. All right. So for y'all just coming in, we get ready to plant these cucumbers. I'm a little late in the season to get started with my things, but I'm making it happen. I'm gonna show y'all a tour in just a moment. Uh, things that was happening. But I needed to, it was urgent to get these in the ground. As you see, they're like slumping over here. And these are my cucumbers. They're English cucumbers, and I wanted to get them going in the soil as soon as possible. So I'm gonna dig open a little hole for each one, and I'm gonna plant them 2 by 2, like this. That way they have enough room to space out. I'm also gonna see if I can put either my dahlias in here or my dothos plants. They are pollinators, so they'll draw the bees to pollinate the soil. Hold on. Let's make sure. There we go. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm gonna take a little bit of this garden tone and I'm gonna put it in here as I open up the spots for where I'm gonna put the, just putting that in there like so. I'm gonna have just enough room. I'm gonna have just enough room for each, for all 6 of these. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put garden tone down into the hole where I'm going to plant. And I'm gonna start out, and how you get them out, you just break them like that. And then they just come out like so. You can see the roots on there. And you just want to remove any of the dead leaves off of it. And then I just want to share a little bit because a lot of y'all don't know who I am. Some of y'all do, some of y'all don't. Last year was my first time gardening. I attempted a lot of things in my garden, but I was not successful. But what it didn't do is it didn't discourage me from doing it again this year, right? Um, what ended up happening is I'm gonna keep this. What ended up happening is last year I tried to do cucumbers and it didn't work. So I did it from seed. So this year, did them with little starter plants I got from the farmer's market. So I'm gonna break it up a little bit right here just to loosen up the, the roots. And I'm gonna stick it down in there. We're gonna cover it up. And that was in there already. We're gonna do the same thing for this one. We're gonna plant it right next to it, like so. And we're gonna put the soil right over the top, like that. Yeah, that's it. That's how you do it. And you make another spot here. There we go. Again, sprinkle a little more garden tone because I got loosening up the loosen up the, the roots. Let me show y'all up close. I'm loosening up the roots, as you can see the roots in there. I'm gonna go ahead and plant it down in there. This one kind of leaning a little bit. Get the dead leaves off of it. Hopefully I'm gonna bring it back to life. And a lot of people get discouraged. They like, oh, I want to plant. Hey, Precious, welcome in. A lot of people be like, I want to plant in my garden. I want to garden. I want to grow some fruits. I want to grow some food. I want to grow my own food. Let me tell you something right now. You may not be able to have a full-fledged garden. That's for sure. My space is a tiny space, but this is the space I decided, instead of having a yard with, a sun umbrella and a place to chill and barbecue, I decided to have a garden where I can actually grow my own food. So you can grow it on the balconies. Everything you can grow in pots. My whole entire yard is pots. So it's not impossible. You just gotta have the vision, see the vision, write the vision, make it plain. That's what you gotta do. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Because you know what? You nourish. Precious says you have to have the patience to plant and grow. Absolutely. Because what it is that just like when you have a baby, right? It's new. You worried about everything about it. You want to make sure it's right. You treat it like your baby. You baby it. You treat it right. You do what you need to do. I need to cut that off instead of pulling it off. Oh, there you go. You treat it right. You do what you need to do for it. You love on it. And because plants have vibrations, right? It can feel you. Just like children can sense whether or not you feeling them or not, just by the look on their face, the way they respond to you, they're going to tell you just like a child. It can't tell you verbally. The baby can't tell you verbally, right? What's going on. But you do everything in your power to figure out what the baby needs, and then you begin to know the signs. Same thing with these plants. Just same thing. You figure out what the plant needs, and you provide it, and then you're able to do that over and over again. That's why I didn't let the things that happened last year discourage me from starting my garden again this year. You know, I had I had butterflies, white butterflies destroyed. I had beautiful cabbage coming up. I'm talking about, I could not believe it. I was so amazed. I had never grown anything in my life. I had beautiful cabbage coming up, and the white butterflies came, but I didn't know that they were bad because I was so amazed. I was like, I got butterflies in my garden, but the white butterflies are not the friends of your cruciferous fruits and vegetables, which is that is cabbage, and it drops their larvae babies into your thing, and it starts to eat away at the leaves. And before it was all over, if you could check it out on the channel, you can see I show it. It's nothing but just a stem and nothing. I mean, it ate it all. I was just going crazy with that, but it still did not discourage me, is what I'm saying. Right? I learned from that, and I kept going. And so yes, it does take some patience, somewhat patience with this, but at the same time, if you have any nurturing bone in your body, if you have a nurturing bone in your body, if you're a mother, if you're a father, you know, then you're good to go. All right, let me go ahead and put this down in there. This should be trash. Yep, and now I got them in here. And it was just that fast. I'm gonna take and put a little bit of water on this on the subject, and we're gonna call this one done. Absolutely. A little more garden tone in there. Yep. I'm gonna dig that down. There you go. We're gonna call this, done. Yes. Let me bring y'all a little closer so y'all can see. I don't know if you can see, but they're in there. You see that? They're in there. And those are my cucumber babies. All right, they're a little leaning now. But also, if you can see right here, y'all can see when I planted these yesterday, these were actually leaning over too, but they're standing upright today. So all they just need to do is find their home and find their place where they can feel their homeostasis and they can feel good, and they happen, right? They just happen they will pick up. So I'm just gonna leave these be. I'm put a little water on them right now, and then I'll fully water them later. They actually like a lot of sun. As you can see, this is a shade spot, but when the sun comes around, most of the afternoon it shines right over here. So this will get all the sun it needs. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little water on the subject. There we go. I didn't want to put a lot. There we go. Now I'm gonna take y'all on a full tour of the garden so you can see exactly what I got going on. Let me take you off of here so I can turn the camera around so y'all can see. All right. All right. All right. Welcome in, Water Water. Welcome in, Water Water. Now I have some I'm gonna take you on a tour of what I got going on right now. Here we go. All right, so here, this here is the zucchini I planted yesterday. Again, this was all of these were laying over to the side and now they're standing up. You see the buds here, the flowers that get pollinated, and then they start to begin, once they're pollinated by the bees, they begin to grow the zucchini off of it. Right. Got it in this big old pot with these 3 pots because zucchini grows wild. Here's my Cherokee purple tomato plant. It's a beautiful plant here. I love it. Right now, I have nothing, as you can see over here. These are some volunteer plants. What I mean by that is this was growing in the pot already. So this was already growing in the pot. So I call it a volunteer plant. I don't know exactly what it is. I did try to get some identity on it, but I'm just going to let it grow, see what it comes out to be, because I don't really think it's a weed. And the same with this one here. So I'm going to see what that is. Yeah. All right. And then I have, this is a return. This is a return from last year. This is a okra plant. If you could see at the top, you could see the flowering happening at the top here where the budding is getting ready to take place. I don't know if you can see that in there. And once that happens, the okra begins to stem out of that. I probably will plant some okra seeds. Uh, Probably put me some okra seeds in here as well. And Water Water says put some kitchen waste in it. I actually learned about bananas yesterday too, actually. Over here, I have my peppers that I got to plant, which I'm going to be putting into my containers over here. These 3 containers will be my pepper plants. Absolutely. And I have my eggplant. I have one that's going to be my eggplant. This is my eggplant. And it's time for that to get into the dirt as well because all of these are having a hard time in these starter pots. So I grew eggplant last year and it actually didn't bloom until the end of the year. I skipped over this, but this pot here was my fall pot, and I had uh, green beans and broccoli. I had cauliflower, and I can't remember what else, but none of those came back as anything. Something just fell on here. I think off of this plant right here. That's pretty. I'm gonna leave it there though. But this, I end up finding out this here. Hey Monique, how you doing? I found out here that this is a stinging nettle. If any of you ever heard of nettle tea or a nettle, this is a stinging nettle. This is a volunteer plant. I did not plant this. This came on its own, and I found out that's what it is. If you can look closely, you can see it has like ridges on it, and I tested it on my skin because it'll sting you if you touch it, right? Great rising. I'm glad you're having a great rising. It'll sting you. So if you like rub it on your wrist, it'll sting you. And they sting the crap out of me for about 30 minutes. But this is a stinging nettle tea. It has properties for it, right? It has properties of it reduces inflammation. It helps with um, allergies like hay fever. It has this plant offers vitamin K, vitamin C. It has a lot of properties. I just don't know them all off the top of my head, but I'm excited about this. I may leave it where it's at, but I'm also thinking about moving it to its own pot so I can use this for something else. I don't want to put anything in there with it, but I am excited and I'm not sure how it happened, but it happened. I got me a volunteer plant right here that has properties, healing properties. But I want to share a story with y'all while I'm telling you this. So the stinging nettle having the properties of hay fever. I've had allergies since I was 11 years old in this hay fever. And when I moved here, I'm in North Carolina. When I moved here to North Carolina, what ended up happening is I think from one place to the other, the allergies kind of subsided, but now they're returning. And they just returned between last year and this year. And I really noticed that anything that what you need as far as what the nature has for you, because we are one with nature, because we are connected that way, we're interchangeable, that you get what you need. And look at this. It came to me. It came to me. It came to me. I didn't go looking for it. I didn't know what this was, but this is going to help with my allergies. I'm going to dry the leaves out, make me a tea. Absolutely, Monique. I did too. I heard of it before, but I never looked into it or anything. I didn't even know it helped with allergies. And I didn't even know it was a stinging a nettle until I actually did the research. So, and then before I got rid of anything in my pots, I actually was looking it up. And I had the same situation happen. I had milk thistle growing in my front yard where I lived previously, and milk thistle is a liver detox for your liver. And I was looking to detox my body because of, it was time to get rid of those parasites and things like that. And milk thistle was growing right in my front yard. So it comes right to you, whatever you need. Now, I don't know why milk thistle will be there. I don't know. But here's some broccoli I got growing now. This is my broccoli um, that I planted. And here's my kale. All right. So these are what I have. And then this is from last year. And any of those that rock with me last year, Monique, Crystal, all of y'all who knew, this is my elderberry tree that started out down here, and now it's growing out and it's getting more and more buds on it each, seem like almost every day. So I can't wait for it to produce the elderberries on it. So this is the elderberry tree. And then I just have me some dianthus plants here that I'm going to put, because these actually draw pollinators, which they're, draw. Yeah, it did grow, didn't it? It draws pollinators, so bees. And I need to draw the bees to my yard this year, because last year I commanded the bees to go away, and they did so. They did so. So I didn't talk to them this year. All right. So now I don't know exactly what this is, but this one, I'm not sure. It was said to say it kind of looks like grape leaves. So I'm going to let it be. But this one here is a type of spinach. Look at that. That's a volunteer plant. Again, it grew here on its own. Um, it's a volunteer plant. It's a type of spinach. Like I said, you heard of different spinaches that they have. And this is one of them. And I can't think of it. Something lamb. I want to say courageous lamb or something like that is what that is. And then I have these oxalis. These are also pollinators. And I'm going to keep this here. And this was a volunteer plant, but it looks so pretty. So I was like, I wonder what it is. So I replanted it. I replanted it and put it in this pot. Absolutely. Then I want to show you something on my ground right here. I'm stepping on it, trying not to step on it. Yeah, last year I put inside my I want y'all to look closely. Last year I put inside with my cucumbers and my I put dill, but dill, mint, things like that, those will spread about. Well, the dill is spread and it's growing out of my ground. This is dill. And this is volunteer. It came on its own. I did not plant it. Okay. So that's wild, ain't it? That is deal. Crazy, right? That's crazy. I love nature. You see how you ain't got to tell nature what to do? It know what to do. As I mentioned to you, this is my grape tomatoes right here. My grape tomatoes. And then these are all my empty pots. I'm gonna put my peppers in these pots here. I'm gonna repot the soil to this, and we're gonna put my peppers in this. Over here, also, y'all who rocked with me last year knew I had the watermelons going on. This came back on its own. These watermelons came back on their own. This is a watermelon vine here. But the beauty of this is this right here, this little small thing, that's a tomato plant. How did it get how did it get into the watermelon patch? I don't know, but this is a tomato plant inside the watermelon patch as well. So I have no idea, but again, you can't tell nature what to do. I will be removing this tomato plant and putting it in its own pot soon. But this is actually a tomato plant. And what tomato plant, I don't know, but we're going to watch it grow. And as you can see, I have more back here of the watermelon growing out of the ground. So this is awesome how this looks. Look at that. That's crazy. This is how it was last year when I first planted the watermelon. And before you knew it, the whole thing was full. So this is what I'm saying to y'all. This right now is not complete, but I brought y'all out here just so I can, one, open up the channel for the season. Um, we haven't been out here in the garden in a minute. I love the garden. This is my place of peace. But what I do want to say is nature is amazing, and you don't need to have a big space to have it work for you. I'm going to show you my entire space. It might look like I was doing a lot, but I wasn't. There go that. And there's where we were with the dianthus. And there's the kale and the broccoli. There's the elderberry tree. Here's the chair right here. And here is the volunteer plants, the zucchini, the other tomatoes, and the rack. And you back right here. That's the space. It ain't no big space. It's not a big space. So if you want to grow your own groceries in your own space, you can have a balcony, get you a couple pots. You can get you some pots this size. I grew carrots in a pot this size last year. Carrots and beets and green onions. Do you follow what I'm saying? Like this is the pot for my carrots. Okay. This is what my carrots were in. So yes, work the space that you have, Monique. Absolutely. That's how you gotta do it because sometimes we wait and we put off, oh, when I get me a new spot, that's what everybody tells me. Oh, I want a garden so bad. I want to do it when I get me a new spot. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Nope. Do it now so that when you get your new spot, you can go big and you'll know exactly what you're doing because you already had the opportunity to do it. But I wouldn't want a space bigger than this because it's only me. And if I had someone to share it with that would appreciate having fresh fruits and vegetables, my grapevine. I know a lot of y'all know I had a grapevine last year. I just got rid of the grapevine. It used to be right here, right here. Matter of fact, here's some remnants of it. Um, I had to. It got something got to it, and it wasn't right, and so it all died off. But with that being said, I'm going to water this space. Like I said today, I'm limited on time. I need to get these eggplants in there if I don't do nothing else because the pepper plants, they're looking pretty decent. The pepper plants are looking pretty decent. These are bell peppers. And so I still got time on those. I'm going to get those in there. Hey, Sadatra. It's been a minute, sis. How you doing, Sadatra? It's good to see you. Yep. Um, so, and I'm think I'm just gonna plant some seeds in these other empty containers. I just don't know what I'm gonna put. I do want some carrots. I want the multicolored carrots. I don't really want the orange carrots this time around. And that's pretty much my garden for right now. Y'all know it'll be sprawling out, and before you know it, and that will be that. Oh, that's good. That is so good. I'm glad you are doing well. You're doing well. And y'all know I be over on Queen's Alchemy. That's where you catch me if you're looking for me. That's where you find me the most. When I'm out here in the garden, this is where you catch me, right here at Queendom Garden. I'm one of two places. Those are two places you're gonna catch me. With that being said, y'all, I got I know y'all can hear in the background, got my grandbabies. Gotta go do grandma duties and I got other stuff to do today. But I wanted to get those in the ground and I said I was going live. So I made a vow to myself that when I say I'm going to do something, if I say it, I'm going to do something, meaning I didn't say it to you. I didn't tell you I was going to do it. I told me I was going to do it. And when I don't do it for me, that means I'm not being truthful to myself, right? It means I'm not being truthful to myself. That means I'm deceiving myself. And that actually you set your body up to receive those kind of signals that your body doesn't even begin to trust you. So I said I was going live, and now I am live. I did what I said I was going to do. I put those cucumbers in the ground. Thank you, Sedatra. I just planted these cucumbers. Put the cucumbers in the ground. This is for everybody. This is what I was planting. I've been out here cleaning up yesterday. Those are my tomatoes. I cleaned up yesterday as I continue to clean up and make my space so I can beautify it. I have a lot of flowers. I have more flowers in the front that I'm gonna bring to the back here because I want color. I love color. So the green is beautiful, but I want color to pop throughout. So I'm gonna have pops of color around the yard and the space. But it's a lot of work to do today. I mean, if I try to tackle this today, but I could do it over time. I don't have to try to do it all at one time. Uh, did you? Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. I'm so happy for you. What? What? Sedatra, did you really? Wow. Amazing. Sedatra said she went from 460 pounds down to 298 pounds. Sis, I am so happy for your health and for you. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you and your health. I am so happy for you and your health. You know I'm happy for you and your health. Yes. And I know your body is saying thank you. And just keep being honest with your body, and it's going to continue to give you back what you need. Keep doing that. Yes. Whatever you doing, keep doing it. You know, if it works for you, that's what people don't understand. If something works for you, you can listen to and have the advice of, and that's fine, of others, but I take information because we really don't need more information. We need more implementation, right? So, if you take what you know and implement it, times it ends up working out in your favor. And that's the same thing with this garden. It's the same thing with your health. That's my main focus is health and wellness. And all of this has a combination of things that we put together, right? Because what you put in your body is what you get out in return. So if you put in trash, you get out trash. But if you put in um, beautiful things, you get out beautiful things. So that is the results. I'm watering my plants right now because it's getting ready to be hot in just a minute. It's at 10 o'clock in the morning. Ah, yes, yes, yes. I'm so happy for her. Whatever she's putting in is agreeing with her. Keep doing it, sis. Keep doing it. That is the best news I've heard all day. That really makes me happy to hear that. Absolutely. When she said I lost some weight, I thought she was going to say I lost about 50 pounds, 80 pounds, something like that. Well, hopefully you didn't lose it. Hopefully you released it and it ain't never coming back. How about that? Let's speak that. Let's speak that part into existence. You didn't lose it. You released it. You released waste, not weight. Yes, absolutely. All of that was on you was waste. Just holding on to your body because what you feed it, it gives you back. That's it. So if you put waste in, you get waste out. It's amazing. Most times we are human. Most times we are human trash cans. We just taking in the things because our body holds on to what it can process, right? Yes. Our body holds on to what it can process. And if it can't process a particular thing, it just turns it into whatever usage it can find, and then it turns into waste. but most times we don't even expel it from our bodies. You know, we can learn a lesson or two from nature. I'm gonna let you know that for sure. You know, I watch nature all the time, and that's kind of where I learn a lot of things. You know, I pay attention. Like I said earlier, you know, you compare nature and the princess said earlier, it takes patience to do a garden. Well, um, if we even look at the babies when we caring for them, how they let me put some on this um tomato plant. You look at the babies, you know, you gotta have patience with that. A lot of people have never been mothers before, and then they have a baby. They gotta figure it out. You know, you have a little guidance here and there, but for the most part, everything that somebody says works for them with their baby doesn't necessarily work for you and your baby. So I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm getting ready to show you something else. You are your own human. I heard this somewhere and it makes so much sense because we'll care for things outside ourselves. So if we talk about ourselves in the third person, maybe we'll take care of ourselves. Maybe if we see that we are humans, and what are you doing to care for your human? How are you taking care of your human? You, your mind, body, spirit. You'll be more intentional. I'm trying to get rid of that line. You'll be more intentional with what you do. Same thing when you're gardening. You'll be intentional when you know that this works, don't work, don't whatever. But we'll put our care and time and attention in things outside ourselves, but we don't give ourselves the same thing. So if you can see yourself as something outside of yourself, as you know, that you're caring for something that's just not you, because we always put things in front of ourselves. We always put something else in front of us. I gotta take care of um my kids got to be here. I got to cook dinner. I got to do this. But how many times in a day have you sat down and just been with you in one space for even 10 minutes? Most times never. And for me, my garden is my space. And that's why I'm clearing it out. Because when I clear this out, I'm clearing out part of my mind that's cluttered, because my mind is cluttered. Because when I look out into my garden from my window and I see all of this stuff that needs to be done, all it's doing is holding space, taking up and cluttering my mind. So when I remove all this clutter and it becomes my safe space again, then I won't be, you know, tending to react to that way. You know, it's kind of like when you have a space in your house that just every time you walk by it, you get anxiety because you're like, oh my gosh, I got to do this. I got to do this, but you never do it. Same thing. Same thing with the garden. Same thing with your mind. Same thing with your body. Same thing with your human, right? So whatever's cluttering you, you need to remove. And this is not the channel for what I'm talking about today. So I am with that. I am with talking about anything, anywhere, anytime. But I'm going to stick gardening with gardening and health and wellness with health and wellness, even though they're one and the same. Because what you got to care for your body, which is the food, you got to care for your body. So, which I told y'all, I'm not going to keep y'all on here. Spend 45 minutes. I just wanted to plant my cucumbers, give you a quick tour. And so the next time y'all see what's going on in the garden, y'all see the progress of what's happened and, you know, make it happen. But with that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all being here today. Thank y'all for hanging out with me on this beautiful Sunday rising. And I'll see y'all on the next video, either here or on Queen's Alchemy. Y'all know every other Saturday, I'm live in the kitchen on Queen's Alchemy. I drop shorts and content all the time on Queen's Alchemy. I'll be dropping more shorts on this side as well. And, you know, because that's the quick content. And right now, I just need to be able to manage my time, and for my sanity, that's my best way to do so. I drop a long form video once a week. All right, so check y'all out. I am going to enjoy them babies. Actually, they're going home today. I had them all weekend. Woo! Let me show you my face. Woo! All right. Y'all have a beautiful day. Take care. See y'all on